Hello everyone, SCP Architects here. Today I want to show you how to render the scene step by step in D5 renderer. As you remember, I have modeled this scene roughly in the previous tutorial. I have added some details and changed some materials, and I set up to publish to D5 renderer, and I also set up the materials to publish to D5 to make them compatible each other. We will also link the ArchiCAD file to D5, so if we change something here, D5 also responds our changings and prepare them quickly. So our first step will be go to D5 menu and click this Start D5. Here a selection appeared. We are going to create a new file, so we click the OK. It's opening now. Now it's blank, but it's also importing the model. We can see it in the ArchiCAD. Let's just wait a little. There we go. And we can see our model. Now, very important first steps. First things first is to selecting our model from this object menu and click this synchronize coordinates, because when we import something, they wouldn't be intersected properly. Now we click the synchronize and our newly imported models will attach the scene aligned properly. Now we are going to change our materials, but actually changing materials, we are going to change specular, roughness, but it depends the scene lighting. So we are going to determine which light we are going to use. In this example, I'm going to use HDRI. Therefore, from the right of the window, we click the HDRI and click the image. Click default. I have imported some HDRI map from the hdriheaven.com. This one, 446 HDRI. We can see some palms and we have a sea. I don't know if we are going to see the sea. It depends our sun position. If we look at the brighter part of the screen, we will see some bloom effect. I want to turn off this bloom effect so we can play around our material and light settings properly. To achieve this, we are just going to go to the effect and we are going to set this value, bloom value, to 0. After that, we are going to turn off auto exposure. It's also important because if we zoom inside a dark place, light settings won't be changed. Let's click this auto and I'm gonna close the black area. As you can see, it's white. It mustn't be white, it's black. Our scene is very bright. Now it's dark. So it's very hard to achieve precise lighting with auto exposure. So let's turn it off. From the effect, exposure auto is off. Now I want to determine a proper angle for our render. I'm gonna hit F8, 2-point perspective mode, and an angle something like this will be okay. Now we are going to click create new scene. After that, I want to reduce some exposure value. Go to effect. We bring the slider to left. Now we can see the sky clearly and our materials will respond to the sky clearly. Now we can start to changing our materials. Let's go to assets and we are in the material segment. I'm gonna input here glass. I'm going to use basic glass, which is here. Let's click the basic glass and I'm gonna click window. Also, I'm gonna click the railing. These windows seems okay, but I want to reduce some transparency for the railing. I'm gonna hit the eye. I'm gonna select the glass and change the transparency. Just like that. For the black bars, I'm gonna play around with the settings with the original. I will increase the specular for this one. and I'm gonna change the roughness. Now we can see the details. Maybe we can reduce the speck color again, and we can change also main power of the base color. Something like this would be okay. Just like that. Also we have black marbles here. So I'm gonna input here marble. I have located this Roman gray marble and downloaded. And once we have used the material, I'm going to reduce the whiteness of this one. Also we have some aluminum door. Input here alu, and first one is alloy. Let's use it. There we go. We have a very prominent white brick. Input here brick, and I'm going to download this brick word and use. If you think your brick size very small, you can enlarge the brick size from the stretch. You need to reduce this value to make it bigger. Something around 0.8 will be okay. We have also a main road here. I'm not going to input here asphalt. I'm gonna input here road, and in the road we have a very nice road surface. This one you are going to see is very useful, but firstly we are going to change something from the material template. Click that and choose custom, and we're gonna click this triplanar and reduce the stretch value. To see it more clearly, we can change the camera position. Something like this would be very nice. And we can increase the base color map. If it doesn't change, you will reduce to AO. I'm happy with the sky intensity, but I will increase the skylight strength. Let's click this detail mode, and background is okay, but I will increase this skylight. Now as you can see, our scene is brighter, but we haven't changed the background color intensity. And click update. Adding some elegant pavement would be nice. From the assets, we will click floor and floor tiles. And for instance, we can use this one. As you can realize, this pavement is very dark, but our curves are bright. We can fix it by directly changing the settings of the material. Let's go to base color and reduce the slider to match them correctly. For the grass, I'm going to use a dirt material. For that, we are going to go to the outdoor, ground, and this woodland too would be nice. After that, we are going to use 3D grass onto that. From the model, we can just type in grass. Not too complicated, I'm just going to use first grass, and we are going to use scatter. First we click our grass, click this brush. I'll increase the radius to maximum so it will fulfill all material, and we can make some random size. We can reduce the size a little, maybe increase the density value and apply. Not bad, we can use this one. I want to change the sun position. Actually, let's go to environment and rotate. If you want to see sun shiny effect, you can turn on the sun, and once you see your sun is shining, you can reduce the slider and you can change the disk radius to see the some more blurry. Not bad, we can use as is. Okay, let's add some vegetation. Go to Assess, and my tip is, first, you determine your scene and place your vegetation according to this scene. Therefore, according to this scene, I'm gonna click the nature and use hedge. I want the block background, I don't want to see this part. Therefore, I'm going to use golden privet, but I'm not going to use the brush. I will directly place it, but once I've placed it, I'm gonna increase the size 1 meter and 10 centimeters and duplicate. Once it's okay, you can duplicate to other direction of the building. You can rotate it, and if you change the axis of the pivot, you can easily duplicate your model according to its direction. Just like this. Now our scene was isolated from the background. It will give our scene more realistic effect. And also, if you think your scene is very dark, you can always go to Effect and turn the shadow to lower value. Once you have satisfied, do not forget to click Update. There we go. Now let's place our trees. Let's click Nature. This one is very elegant. I'm gonna use this. Let's change the size. In order to use this slider, I'm going to hit the V and use this pivot to make it larger. Let's add once more. Copy. Scale it down. And maybe rotate. There we go. We can place some trees also here. But first I'm gonna use shrubs. This plant is very suitable to cover the background area. You can hit the C before placing to make it larger or smaller. Let's also place here. This one. Enlarge to backside of the building. Just like that. Okay, let's have some fun. Let's go to Assess again. In the previous D5 tutorial, I've saved this Rust 01 and I'm gonna use this Rust 01 as a dirt. It will break out our tiling effect. Our scene will be more realistic. We can reduce the opacity to 0.2 and I'm going to use another dirt material from decals, from damaged walls, and this wall dirt 07, which I have used in the previous tutorial also. But as you can see, we have some problem because this surface is not rectangle, it's circular. Therefore, to place this decal, we are going to click a flat surface, for instance this wall. Once we have done that, we can move to its proper position. Once you have placed your dirt, you can change the, not this one, you can change the scale. I'm gonna hit the V. Hit V once more. Yeah. Just like this. I'm gonna use the yellow arrow to copy it. And once more. I will change the intensity of the opacity. They will copy it as they will copy it as instanced, not unique. So once we changed some settings from one of them, all of the dirt materials will be changed. There we go. Let's click it and change the opacity. I want to see this barely so it won't ruin our scene. If you want to hide the icon, you can hit the L. Now, this part is very important. We are going to use the new interior parallax effect from the commercial. We are going to place some interior objects as plane. It will be so quick and so powerful. Let's just push inside and change position. Hit the V and scale it down. Hit the V once more, uncheck this size chain and scale up along the Z axis, the red axis. Just like this. Once this is done, we are going to place another here, but this is not rectangular. This part is a kind of box, therefore we can use a box shape interior parallax. So we don't have to change the scale. One step further, you can add more furniture object to make your scene better. I'm going to place a table and chair here. I'm gonna use local browser to make this. There we go. Okay, now our scene is ready to render, but in order to create a still render, I'm going to show you how to animate this. It's going to be very simple and basic. We are just going to go to this camera and we are going to determine a position. Something like this. Let's make this 65. Hit the F8. And we will click add camera. Once we've done that, we are going to click the second camera. And click add camera. Okay, let's see what we have. Let's click play. Not bad for the first try, but you get the point. This is going to be clip 1. Let's create another clip This time I will make something like this. From the front elevation of the building and to this position. There we go. To adjust the size of the movie, we can change the resolution from here. I'll make this 1080p. Format will be MP4. And we click this add to render queue. It says save your project. Okay, let's save. Once we've done that, we can go to clip 1 again and click this add to render queue. After that, we will click this render queue again. You will see this blue point, which means we have recorded clip inside to that. It hasn't saved our second clip due to saving problem. Let's do it again. There we go. As for the final step, we will click all and determine our location, to export location, and click render. Now it's rendering. This is how you can use D5 renderer for your ArchiCAD projects. Thank you for watching. Do not forget to hit the like button. Do not forget to subscribe. I'm going to make similar tutorials like this. It's very important for the YouTube algorithms. Also, I'm going to save the project file to my Patreon page. If you want it, you can download from there. Alright guys, thank you for watching. Until the next time, have a nice day.